Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming to our first press conference for the McCracken County Democratic Party and the general election for 2026. We are at a critical crossroads here in McCracken County where we have the opportunity to choose a government that works for the working people in this county, or a government that continues to choose the corporate interest that has owned our politics for the last 3 decades. And that starts at the foundation of our local government. So the first candidate I'd like to talk about on the Democratic side is the amazing Chief Deputy County Clerk, Deronda Tyler. She is running to be York County Clerk. She has spent 22 years in this office making sure that our elections are secure, that our records are safe, and that the County Clerk's office works for working people. And I'm so glad that she is standing up as a Democrat to continue that work and expand on it here at the County Clerk's office. But this fight doesn't just stop at the courthouse doors. This fight continues at the state level and at the national level. If you look at our team running for office, myself, Drew Williams running for Congress, and Charles Booker, our Senate candidate, we are 3 grassroots working class dads running to fight for the working people of McCracken County. If you look at our opponents, they are some of the most corrupt, corporate-owned politicians around. Randy Bridges is an ALEC state chair. ALEC is a corporate think tank that takes copy and paste bills and passes them out to all state legislatures. James Comer, head of the Oversight Committee, recently came out saying that the people of District 1 wouldn't mind pardoning Ghislaine Maxwell, which is absolutely crazy. And Andy Barr, the Republican Senate candidate, has spent his life taking giant corporate PAC dollars from the biggest banks and biggest financial institutions in this country. We are excited that when you go to the ballot box in November, your choice isn't left versus right, Democrat versus Republican. It is corporate-owned politicians on the Republican side and grassroots, people-powered politics on the Democratic side. So with that, I will introduce Drew Williams, running for Congress against James Comer, to come up and give some words about his race.
Thank you so much, Mr. McVicker. It is wild how much of a change we've seen in Paducah since you've taken over kind of the conversation, and I really want to address how much of an input and just a single individual can change in our community and county engagement and systems. My name is Drew Williams. I'm running for United States House for the 1st Congressional District of Kentucky. I've been running unopposed in the Democratic primary since last May. I've been doing everything I can to be at my 35 counties. If you haven't seen the district, it's very gerrymandered. It goes from Fulton to Frankfort, but it doesn't include Bowling Green, Owensboro, or Elizabethtown. I think that's pretty telling on the consistency of like what we feel about our district and the way we're going to go forward. I'm running a community-focused, policy-centered, and grassroots campaign that's really working to put the people's voice back in Washington. I think that we need a $100,000 federal tax exemption on income tax. I think that we may need an infrastructure plan that works on our rural town main streets and court squares, making sure that you have a village again, rather than just this community of houses with cell phones, which seems like it's the system that we're built into right now. We need representatives who are willing to go into spaces, get yelled at, be able to take questions and come up with real answers, and not just these slogan talking points, or in case of my opponent, Mr. Comer, the other day, actually turning and running from the interviewers. Again, and just to mention Mr. Comer again, I was really appreciative of, after he won his primary on Tuesday, he definitely just jumped right into announcing his governor's race for 2027. So I'm sure he'll be all over the state. He won't be in District 1. That is a staple of his public appearances, but we will hopefully be able to drag him out of there to have some debates or some long-form discussions. I'm happy to debate anytime. I'm happy to sit down and go to any listening forums or to have any town halls, either by ourselves or conjointly, to move these systems forward. You need a representative who is built in this space. I've been building boat docks on Kentucky Lake and Lake Barkley with the family business for 18 years. I have a history degree from Murray State University. I know Mr. Comer has a agriculture degree from WKU, but that's not in the district as much as you'd think it is. So Murray State's degree is a little bit more at home in this space. I got a chance to speak at Fancy Farm last year, and it was wild how many Republicans I had come up to me afterwards and mention that the conversation that we were having is directly towards them. It's directly in their pocketbooks, in their home lives, at their kitchen tables. We have to be rebuilding a system of legislation and of advocacy that really works to uplift our communities. And too often I feel like that we're just, an afterthought in these conversations. So many things were cut out of the big beautiful bill, or not the big beautiful bill, hell, there's so many things in the big beautiful bill, was cut out of the infrastructure plans in 2022 and 2023, just to be re-added back into these appropriation bills recently. And now we're asking for them to clap for the handouts that we've been given. We really need a bold, aggressive policy on education, on workers' rights, on healthcare. And I think that what we are seeing and what we're building and what we're listening to in our communities and putting into action and policy is going to resonate in November. And so I'm just grateful to be here and grateful to be a part of our community in this space. So thank you all so much for your time.
Thank you so much, Drew. Yeah, thank you. Okay. And to step away from our candidates for 1 second, I would like to talk about what the county party in McCracken County, or the McCracken County Democratic Party's role will be in this general election. So for a lot of years, the Democratic Party is really good at getting out the vote, but not creating long-term organizing. So the goal of the McCracken County Democrats this year is to make sure that we build long-term political structure in this area for the working class. That includes a door-knocking program that doesn't have you going out to the middle of nowhere and talking to someone in some other county. We want you to get out and talk to your neighbors. Build community while you're out canvassing and door knocking. We have a new political accountability and policy committee, making sure that the working people of McCracken County are putting our elected officials' feet to the fire when it comes to not only the judge executive race, but the Republican, winners that didn't have any Democratic opponents, and making sure that the projects going on all over this county are done with transparency and accountability at every level. And we are just so excited to finally be creating a political machine in this area that hopefully will last for decades, working for working people, standing with our organized labor unions, and making sure that McCracken County moves forward in the name of working people instead of moving forward in the name of whatever billionaire wants to come in and buy, McCracken County. So thank y'all so much for coming.